So it's 2025 and the gaming handheld market has exploded, literally exploded. And there are a few reasons as to why I'm actually still rocking the original Steam Deck. Yes, that's right, the original Steam Deck, not even the OLED version. And I'm gonna go over 5 reasons as to why I think the Steam Deck is a perfect companion for content creators and gamers that are also travelers. You're definitely gonna wanna stay tuned if you're a content creator for reason number 3, because I think it's gonna be very relatable if you're a content creator, and I promise you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, let's get into it. All right, so reason number 1 is that Steam and the Steam Deck have a massive game library that you can literally take with you anywhere you go. I know you know what I'm talking about if you're a gamer, that you literally probably have 50 games in your Steam library that you've never even played. But guess what? You can still take those with you and still not play them if you really want to. Okay, so something that I want to talk about is that your Steam library has never been better than when you are camping, or if you're flying on a plane, or if you're trapped at an airport, or if you're transferring in between 2 of your destinations and you have hours in between. There's nothing better to pass the time with than playing a game and just fully locking in, putting on your headphones, and just kind of forgetting about the travel pains. That's the part of travel that people don't ever really show, is how exhausting it is and how much time passes in between each location. But with this, I don't even think about it anymore. Okay, so reason number 2 is that the Steam Deck is literally built for travel, and it is the perfect companion to bring as a traveler myself and a traveler gamer. So there's like really good tech out there, and then there's really good tech that has really specific use cases, especially designed for a home scenario. But then there's this tech that comes out every now and then that really fills a niche role. And the Steam Deck was really built for people who want to be able to kind of kick back on the couch sometimes, detach from their desk, but then also those perfect times for when you're traveling and you are far away from your desk, and it is the perfect companion. The best thing about the Steam Deck is I think it deserves a spot in your camera bag, because it, for one, doesn't take up that much room, and 2, you can take this literally anywhere with you. You can slide it into practically any bag. What I do is I actually only put it on the outside pocket of my backpack, where you usually put a water bottle or a tripod, so you have those little side pouches. And then I just use some ties to keep it locked into my camera bag, and I've never had an issue. I actually did a few trips now overseas and through Europe, or backpacking trips, and I've never had an issue with this, and at any time I can just whip it out and start playing. Nothing really beats when you're camping and there's a campfire, sunset, and you're just kind of kicking back playing these games out in the nature. You definitely got to try that at some point. It's just super relaxing and amazing, and it's just something that I feel like every gamer should experience. You can literally touch grass and play games at the same time. All right, so reason number 3, this is the reason I think if you're a creator, you're gonna resonate here with me a lot. Creator burnout is so real, and if you are constantly behind your computer screen and you're just sitting there editing, locked in, editing videos takes hours and hours and hours of time, photo editing takes hours and hours of time, constantly being engaged on social media, pretty much a 24-hour job, then the best way that I like to detach from all of that is I'll spend my free time playing games. And sometimes, man, if you sit at a desk all day or standing at a desk all day, the best thing you can do is just grab this thing and go lay down either in bed or on the couch and just completely detach and relax. And I find that, me personally, being a gamer, I enjoy being able to kick back and do that versus like sitting there and like doom scrolling on my phone, which I hardly ever do. I can only do it for so long. I'm definitely more of somebody who likes to be more focused, and for me, gaming is the perfect way that I can relax and still kind of like be focused, but I'd rather get lost in a video game. So reason number 4 is that the Steam Deck, the original Steam Deck, is an incredible value nowadays. And I don't know what's been going on with the handheld market, but it is ridiculous nowadays. I mean, handhelds are like, can be upwards of almost $2,000 now. When this first came out, I put in my pre-order literally right when it came out, and I think it was like $650, because I got the top tier version that has the non-reflective screen, and it was like only 512 gigs I think at the time. But even nowadays, like most handhelds, their base price they're usually higher than that $650 price point, and I just feel like it's kind of ridiculous. So something that I think would be great, especially if you don't have one, is picking up a used Steam Deck, like original, or even better, the OLED version, and saving yourself a bunch of money and just trying to get into it. And the way that I found an additional use for this is I have subscriptions for Game Pass and for GeForce Now. And I also have a custom built PC that I built a few years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and that has a 3080 and a 5950X in it. So between those three different avenues, I can play literally any game I want on this. Even if the Steam Deck doesn't have the horsepower to run it, I can either stream it from my PC, or I can stream it from like Game Pass, and then, or I can play it on GeForce Now and literally play everything I want to maxed out. And I never really have to worry about it. But what I've been doing recently, and this is something that I think is really unique about the Steam Deck, is that you can play these games that you kind of missed the first time around. Like, for example, I kind of touched BioShock back in the day, but I never really played it and I never finished it. So I got all of the remastered versions and I've been playing that on here, and it runs at like 60 FPS. Obviously it's an older game, but it's amazing to be able to go back and play those games that you did in the first time, and being able to just hold it right here in your face. It just has something that you can't really get, like that experience that you can't really get from either playing on a console or at your computer desk. Reason number 5 is the Steam Deck is kind of like what you would call a Swiss Army knife, but the gaming version, but for gamers, creators, and travelers. It can fill so many different roles. You can even use this as a computer if you'd want. If you're experienced with Linux, you can go in there and just use it as a normal computer. You can web browse, watch YouTube, do whatever you want to do. But then you can also go back into Steam mode and you can play any game you want and be able to detach at any time. And when you're traveling, I mean, you can quite literally put this in your camera bag, forget about it, pull it out, use it, put it away. And the fact that you can just hit the power button and it puts it into sleep mode, and then you just hit the power button and it's right where you left it off. I mean, it's the perfect gaming device to take with you. I know if you have a Windows handheld, you can't really do that. So that's another reason why I think the Steam Deck handheld is just perfect for travelers, because there's a lot of times where I've had it out and I'll be playing and then all of a sudden my flight gets called or your train is there and you just have to put it away real quick and get back on there, and then right when you sit down you whip it back out and it's right where you left off. And I think that feature alone just really sets it apart. All right, so in 2025, the Steam Deck literally is still crushing it. And especially if you're a gamer, creator, traveler like I am. Really, the Steam Deck, it's not really just a gaming device, it really is the perfect travel companion, because you can take it anywhere with you and it's always got your back. An awesome thing about the Steam Deck too is it will always help you break away when you need it. So another thing about the Steam Deck that's really awesome is that it'll always be there when you need it, and you can break away at any time, pick it up, even if you just want to play for 10 minutes, kind of reset, put it down, and get back to what you were doing. So creator burnout is definitely real. I highly recommend getting one of these if you are a creator. Even if you're not the biggest gamer, I think there's a use case for every person. So even if it's just quickly watching something, or who knows, maybe you're really only into like little indie games, or you want to do some emulation or something like that, I don't know. But I just feel like it fills so many different scenarios for so many different people. I think it's the perfect tech that I would highly recommend to have if I were to decide like what's going to be in my 2025 camera bag or tech bag. I would always bring my Steam Deck. All right, so if you found this video helpful at all, definitely drop me a like. It shows me that I'm making the right content, and to me, honestly, I really like seeing the likes. It shows like you guys are enjoying the video. It's completely free for you and it helps creators out a ton. You have no idea how much it helps. Definitely drop me a comment if you have a Steam Deck story that you want to just talk about. I love to hear about other gamers' perspectives on this, or creators. So again, I go by Nicky T. I make content for gamers, travelers, and creators. So stay tuned for the next one, and let's game, create, and travel together. All right, peace.